Hello everyone. So today's biochemistry MCQs it's on the chapter carbohydrates. So let's dive into the questions. The general formula of monosaccharides is CnH2nOn. The general formula of polysaccharides is C6H10O5 N times. The aldose sugar is glycerose. A triose sugar is glycerose. A pentose sugar is ribulose. The pentose sugar present mainly in the heart muscle is lexose. Polysaccharides are polymers. The number of isomers of glucose is 16. In glucose, the orientation of the H and OH groups around the carbon atom 5 adjacent to the terminal primary alcohol carbon determines D or L series. The carbohydrate of the blood group substances is fucose. Erythromycin contains dimethyl amino sugar. A sugar alcohol is mannitol. The major sugar of insect hemolymph is trehalose. The sugar found in DNA is deoxyribose. The sugar found in RNA is ribose. The sugar found in milk is lactose. Invert sugar is hydrolytic products of sucrose. Sucrose consists of glucose plus fructose. The constant unit of inulin is fructose. The polysaccharide found in the exoskeleton of invertebrates is chitin. Which of the following is a heteroglycan agar? The glycosaminoglycan, which does not contain uronic acid, is keratin sulfate. The glycosaminoglycan, which does not contain uronic acid, is heparin. Keratin sulfate is found in abundance in cornea. Repeating units of hyaluronic acid are N-acetylglucosamine and D-glucuronic acid. The approximate number of branches in amylopectin is 80. In amylopectin, the intervals of glucose units of each branch is 24 to 30. ADH test is based on the measurement of specific gravity of urine. The specific gravity of urine normally ranges from 1.003 to 1.030. Specific gravity of urine increases in diabetes mellitus. Fixation of specific gravity of urine to 1.010 is found in chronic glomerulonephritis. ARDS test is the measure of impairment of the capacity of the tubule to perform osmotic work. Number of stereoisomers of glucose is 16. Maltose can be formed by hydrolysis of all of these. Alpha D glucuronic acid is present in heparin. The smallest monosaccharide having furanose ring structure is ribose. Which of the following is an epimeric pair, glucose and galactose? Alpha glycosidic bond is present in maltose. Branching occurs in glycogen approximately after 10 glucose units. N-acetylglucosamine is present in hyaluronic acid. Iodine gives a red color with glycogen. Amylose is a constituent of starch. Synovial fluid contains hyaluronic acid. Gluconeogenesis is decreased by insulin. Debranching enzyme is absent in Cory's disease. McArdle's disease is due to the deficiency of muscle phosphorylase. Tautomerization is shift of hydrogen. In essential pentosuria, urine contains L-cellulose. Action of salivary amylase on starch leads to the formation of both of the above. So, maltose and maltotriose. Congenital galactosemia can lead to all of the above. Mental retardation, premature cataract, death, all of the above. Uridine diphosphate glucose is all of the above. Catalytic activity of salivary amylase requires the presence of chloride ions. The following is actively absorbed in the intestine: galactose. Obesity increases the risk of all of these: hypertension, diabetes mellitus, cardiovascular disease. Worldwide, the most common vitamin deficiency is that of folic acid. Consumption of iodized salt is recommended for prevention of endemic goiter. Restriction of salt intake is generally recommended in hypertension. Polyuria can occur in diarrhea. Normal specific gravity of urine is 1.0122 to 1.024. Specific gravity of urine is raised in all of the following except acute glomerulonephritis. Specific gravity of urine is decreased in acute glomerulonephritis. Glycosides are found in many drugs. Galactose on oxidation with concentrated SNO3 produces mucic acid. The distinguishing test between monosaccharides and disaccharides is Barfoot's test. Cellulose is made up of the molecules of alpha glucose. Iodine solution produces no color with cellulose. Glycogen structure includes a branch in between glucose units 12 to 80. Amylose contains glucose units 300 to 400. Each branch of amylopectin is at an interval of glucose units 24 to 30. N-acetyl-neuraminic acid is an example of glucuronic acid. In place of glucuronic acid, chondroitin sulfate P contains induronic acid. Blood group substances consist of fructose. Citrate is converted to isocitrate by aconitase, which contains Fe2+. The reaction succinyl CoA to succinate requires ATP. The carrier of the citric acid cycle is oxaloacetate. UDPG is oxidized to UDP glucuronic acid by UDP dehydrogenase in presence of NAD+. Galactose is phosphorylated by galactokinase to form galactose 1-phosphate. The conversion of alanine to glucose is termed gluconeogenesis. The blood sugar raising action of the hormones of suprarenal cortex is due to gluconeogenesis. Under anaerobic condition, the glycolysis 1 mole of glucose yields 2 moles of ATP. Pyruvate dehydrogenase complex and alpha-ketoglutarate dehydrogenase complex require the following for their oxidative decarboxylation: OH, GPP, NAD+, FAD, lipoH. The four-membered aldose sugar phosphate formed in HMB shunt pathway is erythrosphere. Cane sugar sucrose injected into blood is undergoes no significant change. Pentose production is increased in HMB shunt. Conversion of alanine to carbohydrate is named gluconeogenesis. The following is an enzyme required for glycolysis. Answer: pyruvate kinase. Our body can get pentoses from HMB shunt. Dehydrogenase enzymes of the hexose monophosphate shunt are NADP plus specific. Under anaerobic condition, the glycolysis of 1 mole of glucose yields 2 moles of ATP. Glycogen is converted to glucose 1-phosphate by phosphorylase. Which of the following is not an enzyme involved in glycolysis? Glucose oxidase. Tricarboxylic acid cycle to be continuous requires the regeneration of oxaloacetic acid. Dehydrogenation of succinic acid to fumaric acid requires the following hydrogen carrier: flavoprotein. The tissues with the highest total glycogen content are liver and muscle. Prothera test is not given by beta-hydroxybutyrate. Gluconeogenesis is increased in the following condition: diabetes mellitus. Tissues from lactic acid from glucose. This phenomenon is termed as anaerobic glycolysis. One molecule of glucose gives dash molecules of CO2 in EMTCA cycle. Answer: 6. One molecule of glucose gives 1 molecules of CO2 in one round of HMB shunt. The 4 rate-limiting enzymes of gluconeogenesis are pyruvate carboxylase, phosphoenol pyruvate carboxykinase, fructose 1,6-diphosphatase, and glucose 6-phosphatase. For glycogenesis, glucose should be converted to UDP glucose. Fluoride inhibits enolase and arrests glycolysis. One of the following statement is incorrect. Correct. Insulin converts glycogen synthase B to A. Which one of the following is a rate-limiting enzyme of gluconeogenesis? Pyruvate carboxylase. The number of ATP produced in the succinate dehydrogenase step is 2. Which of the following reaction gives lactose? UDP galactose and glucose. UDP glucuronic acid is required for the biosynthesis of chondroitin sulfates. Which one of the following can convert glucose to vitamin C? Albino rats. Which one of the following cannot convert glucose to vitamin C? Monkeys. Transketolase has the coenzyme TPP. Two conditions in which gluconeogenesis is increased are diabetes mellitus and starvation. Polysaccharides, all of these contain many monosaccharide units which may or may not be of the same kind, function mainly as storage of structural compounds, are present in large amounts in connective tissue. The absorption of glucose in the digestive tract occurs in the small intestine.